Welcome to Life Happens.
You know, it still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge?
In today's video, we're working on the countertop in my basement. We're taking it from this to this, using epoxy resin.
Think I'll survive.
I want to start off by thanking you all for checking out my channel. I am not a professional, and I don't claim to be. I love doing DIYs, and I love videoing and sharing with y'all. If you are new, please subscribe and stick around. It's free, and those that are already subscribed and do stick around, I thank you, and I'm forever grateful for you. To start the project off, we're just going to mix the flood coat. We are using white for the flood color. We did just stir ours by hand. We do have the bit and the drill to stir it the other way, and a lot of people recommend you use that, and you also switch back and forth between buckets. We did not. We have done several projects. This is the first one we've done, and we didn't use the drill to stir it, but it turned out great. We're happy with it. If you feel comfortable, then try it, and if you don't, use the other way. We just started pouring lines out across the counter, and then we just go back in and work it out. I do not work it to the very edge yet, because with epoxy it is a self-leveler, and I didn't want it running off the edge. I do go back and do my edges later. The roller I'm using today is called the Weenie Roller, and we purchased it on Amazon. We have done several projects now using epoxy. It always panics you when you first start out. It never looks like it's going to turn out. You think it's just going to be a mess, but every time it just turns out great. When you first start, it just doesn't look like what it's going to end. You just have to remember that. And if it's messing up, you can always use more epoxy to go over it and just keep working it in.
Still hurts a little bit, but not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer, our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you, I'm so alone. I met you.
This is where I start to work on my edges. Once it starts to dry a little bit, that way it won't completely just run off of it.
Feeling so small, watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive.
Now I'm going to mix up my secondary color and add it. We are using a silver. Again, we just mixed it by hand, and it turned out fine. When I'm done stirring, I just take the silver over and I just make an X and a couple little lines into my white epoxy. Now I just take a heat gun and just start mixing it all together. I love doing this. I love seeing the art, the crafty part of it come out of it, and it's so much fun.
Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself.
If you've been scared to try this, I want to tell you it's not that hard. It is time consuming, and it does make you think it's never going to turn out, because I've done tons and I'm always like, this is not going to turn out, and it's turned out just fine. But you can do it. Concrete floors are a little harder, especially the area, but when it comes to counters, it's super easy, or a tabletop or something like that. This is kind of off the subject, but who all did a vision board for 2021? I've been thinking about mine a lot lately, because July, you're halfway there. You're really a little over halfway for the year. And how is your goals coming? Mine's coming good. I don't know that I'm halfway on them, but I just want to touch base and see how about everybody else's is.
Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else.
I know it looks weird to see this ripple and you think, oh, the counter is going to be all rippled, but it's self-leveling. It does make a ripple in it, but it makes it a deep ripple. Like, you cannot feel it. It's slick as glass when you're done, but it's just amazing how it turns out.
When I'm in this town, look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down, feel alive. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
Okay, this is the next day after it's dried. What do y'all think? I love it. This is probably one of my favorite jobs so far, and it's got me more addicted. I guess it's kind of like how people say tattoos are. Once you get a tattoo, you want more, but I want to do more. I love doing this. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, subscribe. It's free.